All right, well, hello again, YouTube, and welcome. Like I said earlier, today is our test day, and we are acting as if today is the eclipse. So we are doing our final preparations right now. We have Mr. Jake Vaught, who is making some final preparations. We have our payload going. We have our GoPro right here, our GPS tracker, our extra batteries. We're just doing final tests and checking to make sure everything is good. Here's our helium, and soon we will be filling up the balloon. All right, we have our radar reflector right here, created and designed by Jake Vaught, and our parachute so that we come down safely. And so what I am going to do is I am actually going to help out Jake. And so I'm going to set our camera up here on the tripod and get everything angled up just right for y'all. There we go. And before I head over, I want to give a shout out to my students at TCU who may be watching this video come Monday, and also to Miss Ivy's class at the Academy at Carrie Francis Thomas. So welcome. Thank you all for watching, and for all of our YouTube audience out there, we're so glad to have you. So, let's begin. All right. All right. It is getting a bit warm.
A little sticky.
Yeah.
You should pay more attention to voice knots. Knots are not my forte.
I want to make an adjustment to this camera, but it's going fine. Yeah. Okay, cool. What do I need to do?
I'm just doing the safety.
Okay.
I don't know why the safety part gets me.
Tim, you're able to hear the audio. Oh, there's the audio right there. There's the audio. I just want to make sure that I couldn't see the audio. But I see it. Okay. So guys, tomorrow you'll do a similar thing right here again, right?
Yeah. So essentially tomorrow, we're going to do, I mean, everything will be laid out the same. The only difference is the balloon's going to be a little bit bigger.
Hey, and here's a thought, Nick. There's no reason while I'm shooting these cutaways, you can ask him to explain what's going on right now.
Yeah.
And we can just hear good, clean, we can have clean audio. While, okay, stand by, and I'm rolling there.
Yeah. Walk me through what our everything was so the parachute, the Okay.
And you can walk in.
Yeah, absolutely. So down at the bottom is our payload, and so that has our GoPro camera, our Kodak PixPro, which is the 360, our GPS, battery, and the hand warmers. So that's everything that we're carrying. And then from there, about 5 feet up, is our radar reflector, and that was designed by Jake. We actually bought one that was much bigger, but to save off some weight, we made one that's smaller. And just as efficient. And so it's technical by shortwave and long range radio waves, so that you can see by air traffic control on its way.
I didn't do that. I was just standing here.
That's all right.
Do you want me to hold this for you?
Yeah, if you want to hold it, and let's see if we're still going live. And then from there, we've got our parachute. And then this rope right here is actually 15 feet long, and that's going to tie off to our balloon. And the reason that's 15 feet is because that's the length from the bottom to the top of the parachute. When the parachute bursts, it should hopefully fall and be kind of at the level as the payload on its descent.
And I'm going to cut you guys for a second. Will you explain to us, I'm going to go over and get in a minute. Let's talk about what's in the payload again.
Yeah.
Mention is super cool, kids will love it. that you put hand warmers in there and keep it warm. It's just so
Yeah,
funny.
absolutely.
It's cute.
Yeah.
Okay, stand by. Tim, you ready to move?
I'm ready.
We're going over here. Stand by, gentlemen.
Okay.
Stand by, not yet. We'll say recording and then you can go for it. Stand by. And action.
So, Bo, talk to me a little bit about the payload. First, can you tell me why is that a cooler?
Yeah, so essentially this is just a cooler from, that you carry. I think this was a Honey Baked Ham cooler.
Yep.
And so, but yeah, it's a kind of a styrofoam cooler, and the principle is to keep all of the equipment insulated. The outside temperature, once you get higher altitude, actually decreases. And so we might reach outside temperatures of negative 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And we want to keep all of our equipment operating properly throughout the entire flight. And so in addition to the insulation, we're adding just a standard camping hand warmers so that we can place it in there, and it's going to keep the insides warm for the battery and for the cameras, so that they'll continue operating properly throughout the flight.
So, and what else is it in? So you've got a GoPro, you've got
Right.
I'm sorry. Let's cut. Why don't you come over? Let's get him on camera talking about a little bit of that. Tell me, without causing a problem, can he lift items out of there to show us?
Absolutely.
Okay, Tim, let's come over here. You come over here behind me. Stand by. Let me get a framing. You'll kneel down by it, Bo. Yeah, let's see. It's tricky not stepping. I don't want to step on the.
I'm gonna try to stay out of everybody's way too.
Just as long as you're not stepping in the middle
No,
part.
I'm not going to step on it. So, Bo, actually, let's see. Do you mind if I come up where you are for this? Yeah,
Okay, you're fine.
Okay. All right. So.
sorry, 1 second. And record it.
All right. So we have a few different devices in here. Our primary device. This is a Kodak Pix Pro. It's a 4K camera that shoots in 360 degrees. And the reason that we're using this camera is to capture the entire horizon and the sun and the moon during the eclipse. And so this is going to allow us to capture that footage. And my goal as a planetarium educator is to hopefully use this footage in creating a planetarium show to teach students about the eclipse. And so we have this, and it will actually fit inside the styrofoam lid that will sit on the top. And so we'll capture the 360 footage shooting upwards. So that's our Kodak Pix Pro.
I'm going to cut. I got to switch sides because I'm shooting it at super intense light.
Yeah.
Let's go this way. That darn sun.
I'm just gonna hover over your
And hello,
shoulder.
YouTube audience. So as you can maybe tell right now, we're actually filming for a documentary crew. This is with Outpost Worldwide, and so we're doing a lot of shots with them and a lot of takes. So this might be kind of a process. So thank you for sticking with us. And
Check my knot there.
Okay, so keep in mind where we are. We're your students. So
Yeah.
just kind of, yeah, this is a much better shot. So I'll have you
Okay.
lift this stuff out again and show it to us.
Feeling okay with that?
yeah, that seems pretty good.
Okay.
Are we good?
Stand by.
Okay.
And we are rolling again.
Okay. And so in addition to the Kodak Pix Pro, the other camera that we're going to use is a GoPro Hero 4. And this camera is actually going to give our horizontal shots. And so through this hole right here, we'll have the GoPro. And this is going to give us our horizontal shot on ascent and descent. So those are our two primary methods of data collection. This is primarily a video capturing mission, an experiment. There are other experiments that we could have run, but we decided to stick strictly with the video for this launch. Now, in addition,
Why don't you hop back down in there with him? You guys just be working together.
Okay.
And would you mind we won't do this all day, I promise. Let's start at the top again and go through both cameras.
Both cameras.
Because this angle's so much better.
Gotcha.
And let's have, and Jake, if you're down, just check them white lines next to him. Maybe down on your knees so I don't just see the top of your head. There you go.
And Jake, feel free to interject too.
Yeah.
I think that's the-
Okay, guys, this is way better. Okay, stand by, and we're rolling. Tell us what you got there.
Okay, so for our launch, this is our payload system, and it's going to be carrying 2 cameras. The first camera that we're going to be using is a Kodak PixPro 360, and it's going to shoot in 4K video. And okay, yeah. So this is our Kodak PixPro, and we're going to be shooting in 2K video. And the reason that we wanted to use this camera for our payload is a 360, and it's actually going to sit on the top of our payload and capturing 360 view of the ascent and the sun and the moon during the eclipse. And as a planetarium educator, my goal is to use this footage that we capture and put it into a planetarium show.
Really what we wanted was, you know, this is on the top of the craft. It's almost like you're sitting on top of it, right? You're just kind of in a lawn chair, just going straight up.
Right.
And so you can render it in certain ways where you can just look all around you, or you can display it like the way he wants to display it, which is in a planetarium.
Yeah. And so in the planetarium show, it would create that experience that the audience is floating up with the balloon during the eclipse. And so it's a way to kind of help simulate that experience for our fans. And then in addition, we're using a GoPro, and this is going to capture our horizontal shots. And so in our payload, we have a cutout hole right here that's going to be where our GoPro fits in. And this is going to capture our wide angle shot of the horizon on ascent. In addition to the 2 cameras, we want to make sure that we're able to find them and retrieve them later, so we have a GPS tracker. This is going to be something after we launch, we can track it on our computer or using an app, and it will ping a satellite every 5 minutes, and we'll be able to follow it throughout the flight. And then the last thing is,
Most importantly to me is we have to make sure the cameras work. So this is a 10,000 milliamp hour battery. It's very rugged. It's going to be powering both of the cameras at the same time. And you have to test these things, and we got 4.5 hours out of our testing. So this battery's going to work.
right, and our flight time is projected at about 2 hours and 45 minutes, so that gives us a cushion of hopefully at least an hour and a half extra battery life than we need. So that is our payload, and that is, Jake's done a wonderful job with designing it and getting everything to where we need it to be. The entire payload is going to be less than 2.5 pounds, which is really important in terms of the ascent rate and descent on its way down. We want to keep the payload as light as possible. So,
And cut. Tell us too, then tell us that, oh, and also you added the hand warmers.
Oh,
Stand by, and action.
okay. And then in addition to the devices, our goal to make sure everything operates more efficiently is to keep them warm. Outside, the temperature may reach negative 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and so we want to keep it insulated. That's why we're using a styrofoam cooler. And in addition, we're going to use hand warmers, just the standard camping hand warmers like Jake is grabbing right here. No problem. So just standard camping hand warmers to make sure that the devices stay warm and operational throughout the duration of the flight. So,
Cool, cut. Awesome. What are you guys ready to do next?
is our line good?
Yeah, I think our line's good.
All right, so
Okay, let's do this here. Don't do anything yet. Let's get you guys talking that through and say, have you checked them, and just a little banter between you. Okay, stand by just a second.
all right, maybe check the lines.
This is tricky without me stepping on this. Okay, stand by. And if you put this in view back here, you can watch what I'm shooting.
What's this one right here?
Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
Stand by.
I'm getting tangled up.
Okay, you guys are on. Go ahead and just talk loud to each other, just normal to each other.
All right, so this.
That'll get taken off.
Right, take it away.
Yeah, because I don't want this to get all tangled up.
Right. Okay. So this is gonna hold up.
If you want to double check all the spots right there, this one seems good. That's the one I did last time. I did that this
No.
morning. This one I did yesterday. You've already checked this one. I'm okay with all this.
Yeah. go. So you ready to start inflating the balloon?
Yeah.
All right.
1040, yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get going. All right. So. Okay.
Let's see.
So talk through what you're getting ready to do here.
All
You don't
right.
have to look at it, just talk through it.
Okay, so we want to make sure that we're using our latex gloves to keep the integrity of the balloon. We don't want any of those oils from our hands. They're going to, I'm going to put this on first, to alter the structural integrity of the balloon. So, right now Jake is getting our helium tank ready. This is going to be about 300 cubic feet of helium. We're not going to need nearly that much for this flight. We're going to have about 80 cubic feet of helium inside of our balloon.
I mean, you keep working, but we're moving up on you here.
Okay.
Stand by, so don't proceed really bad to get there.
Yeah.
Stand by. Wait till you hook that up. So are you gonna be hooking that to that,
Yeah.
okay, stand by, we are rolling. And Jake, be sure you're talking pretty darn soft, so just make sure you're talking a nice conversation.
Okay.
Do it one more time, please, take it out. And we're rolling.
And this is our inflator nozzle. We have to actually hand tighten this. Believe it or not. About a few more. Yeah. Let's check here. Yep. It's wrong. Yeah. So you might want to let him know. Maybe 10 minutes out.
Okay.
He said, yeah.
Well, in terms of inflating the balloon, I'd say our lunch time is probably going to be 11:10. Well, what do you think? 11:05? 20 minutes?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll go pretty fast once we start.
Yeah, if you're going to help with the balloon.
Jake said something about that.
And I'm gonna cut for a minute. I got a logistical question. So, once we get out there, if I get set on a tripod, can we just park that audio and have you run your drum?
All right, so YouTube audience, so thanks for sticking with us during this filming phase. Our goal in our ETA is to actually launch the balloon probably within the next 15 minutes. So that's going to be kind of our next big time frame, but stick with us if you want to watch through the entire process. We're glad that you're here.
Okay, we're rolling again.
It's smart. I mean, we're gloves. Imagine that.
We should be okay, but we'll be mindful.
Okay. So tell us about this helium. Is this the same stuff you used for your birthday party?
No, not at all.
But just say this, in fact, if I ask you a question, just repeat it, say, this helium is not the same as what you used for your birthday party. So just tell us about this helium here.
This helium is not the kind of stuff that you get at Party City.
Right.
Because that's like, I don't know, maybe 80–90% helium. This is 99.99%. It's medical grade, so industrial grade.
Right, yeah. In our first launch, we actually used the helium that you would get from a party store, and we found that that's not going to give us the lift that we need. So we wanted to make sure that we used pure grade helium. So that, like Jake was saying, this is about 99.9% helium.
Alright,
Yeah.
so what's next?
All right,
You wanna go ahead
we
and
just
start-
do it, man.
Start inflating
We
the
just do
balloon?
it.
Okay. Electrical
Let's
tape.
cut a minute. Let's see, where are you gonna be? Am I getting in the right place here?
Electrical tape.
Where are you gonna be to inflate it? Right here?
Just right here.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a nice shot here, I think. Tim will probably do that.
You know what? The balloon's gonna go really fast.
Okay, so
What
what
do
else?
you think? Should I?
Yeah, let's double check everything, make sure that this is good to go.
Here, wait just a second.
Tape it
for a
up.
second. You're doing the right thing. I just want to record it and action go.
It won't be too fast. I think we'll get the balloon going first.
Okay.
Because it's not
Well,
gonna inflate too fast.
right.
I'll get the.
Well, we want to have let's have the payload, this is set up completely good.
Yeah.
Then we fill up the balloon with helium.
I'm gonna test the GPS.
Okay.
Make sure that's on. So here's our spot trace GPS.
And again, please talk in just conversational because you're talking under your breath. a
Okay.
little bit. Okay, and tell us about this GPS.
This is, actually, it's not cell tower. It's straight to the
No,
satellite.
you need to start out saying this is our GPS. 'Cause-
Okay.
So tell us, what are you doing right now?
This is our GPS, and it's going to be connecting directly to the cell tower, instead of the cell towers, to the actual satellite. And so I'm going to turn this thing on and make sure that we can track it. Spot trace app. I have 3 bars of signal.
Hold that up again, let me look at it again. That unit, hold that up again just like you were.
So does that mean that?
Right now it's still connected. And it may be better, I may need to take this outside because we're in the middle shed. So let me get this outside.
Straight out, maybe.
Yep.
What was the username? It's
Cut
BB,
that.
BB Hardware, right?
Yeah, BB Heartlight.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to go through this same process on Monday, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll be all set for it.
Are you getting anything, Bo? I think I'm logged in. We're still in Dallas.
Yeah. Alright. Okay, we got some green.
So while you're doing this, just tell us again, what are you guys doing right now?
Right now, we're testing the GPS. This is how we're going to recover. This is how we're going to hopefully get our video footage back.
And this GPS device is going to ping the satellite towers about every 5 minutes. And so hopefully with the app that Jake's got on his tablet, we'll be able to follow it throughout the flight. Okay, I think we're good. Should be connected. I'll leave it outside then just so we can see.
Okay. We've only used those batteries, we determined, what was it, 2 hours?
About 2 hours.
Yeah.
That should be good.
The battery should be good for 4 days.
Okay. May take a few minutes to actually ping the satellite.
Okay.
So while this is going, anything else that we need to do?
Once we get that, I'm going to tape it inside.
Okay.
Make sure it's secure.
And one other thing I forgot in our payload, this is my son's hair. My son is 6 years old, and so he wanted to come with the trip, but unfortunately he wasn't, and so he wanted to send some of his hair up into space to see what would happen. And so,
Yeah. Right here.
my son's name is Kepler. He's named after the astronomer, who came up with Kepler's laws of planetary motion, which has to do with why we get to see eclipse. So, yeah.
I'm not getting anything yet.
Be bring that tripod over.
All right, and Kepler, if you're watching on YouTube,
So
hello,
you're
buddy.
gonna- when you're
This is your hair.
flying the
It's
balloon,
gonna
are
go
you
inside
walking out
there.
the lines that way?
Yeah, we're going to
Okay, I'm gonna use the tripod right here. Thank you, sir.
Still nothing?
I know I'm on
Yeah, it may not have pinged it yet. Is it still blinking green?
I can't tell, it's so bright out here. The GPS light is not blinking green. It's on. I'm gonna take it over here where there's more shade.
Where it's in the shade, yeah. That's good. That's good.
And you guys can keep chatting, we can see you. Say, we haven't gotten a signal yet, tell us about that again.
Yeah, so we're trying to get a signal from our GPS. We're trying to make sure it connects to the satellite. And once it successfully pings, we're gonna get a light up here that shows, on the app that we're where we should be. Well, it was blinking green with the power button, so you have to do a full shutdown and just boot it up.
Well, you come in here, we're gonna chase you off. Cool.
Just set it and whatever else we need to finalize. Green. Oh, okay. Make that. No, it started in the.
Okay.
I think we should be.
Kelsey, watch this camera, please just hold it, keep it going. I'm gonna readjust it for that. Let's readjust it for that angle and then we'll bring this in back. I'm gonna stand right where you are, sorry.
Oh, no problem, man.
Oh yeah. That's a cool shot. Nick, lift that up again real quick. Kelsey, will you change this to a quicker time lapse now?
Yep.
Every 5 frames? Or every, how about do every,
It's on 1 second right now.
yeah, let's go to every 5 frames for when they're filling the blood. I think I might want to shoot. Close this up just a little bit so I can don't hit my head. See, you turned the place into a studio.
Now we're gonna slide it for you.
I love it, thank you.
Actually, a little bit cloudy.
If you can replicate this on Monday, that would be a beautiful thing.
You can do it, Ron.
Plus, let's do this, I'm gonna move it back a little bit. Are you, do you have a suggestion? Just move it back so I don't shoot it. See what you think. You want to get an angle. Now. Nothing like that, maybe. You can come over a little too if you want. I can. You got a good depth shot there. Looks good.
All right.
Okay,
Got our
wait.
GPS signal.
You got it? Okay, hey, wait, why don't you go back there and come in and say, we got the signal. Okay, stand by. And as soon as you just give us a aha or whatever. And get back together and action.
All right, we got that GPS signal. Sweet. Okay.
You just need to log out and log back in.
Yep. All right.
Now we're gonna tape this into the vehicle. You don't want it flying all over the place.
Right.
After all, we will be experiencing 200-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah.
Inside the building, it's not gonna be
It's not going to get much. So we'll do one more double check right before we launch, making sure that we still have signal.
Alright, I'm going to use, where is our, you don't think this is getting interfered with the signal at all?
The tape? You want to tape it on the other side? Tape it on the other side?
Yeah, actually, if we Velcro it,
Yeah.
that should hold it. Understand? Maybe one little small piece of line. Actually. Oh, we're done.
No, because you've got to.
We can try.
Just put it down there and see if it fits the weight cut. Okay.
Kind of.
Okay, let's just tape it on top.
You can, and it's still rolling, so we can test it.
Yeah.
So I'll do it's cord here again. Make sure that's recording. It's not.
So before we launch, we need to make sure it's got a green flash,
Okay.
and then we
We have a bug in here. I don't think he wants to go into space. Get out of there.
And you can hear them fine. You can hear their dialogue good. Okay, because they're talking so loud. No, it's good.
It's got a little bit of wiggle room, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
You okay with that?
Yeah, that's good.
Alright, get it out. Lots of bugs. Make sure Kepler's hair is in there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So it's good. Alright, so do you have the checklist for the cameras?
It's actually on
It's on your phone.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay, that's fine.
All right, that's fine. I'm getting
And cut for a second.
All right, hello YouTube. All right, we're gonna have to pause for a little bit just because I need the checklist that is saved on my phone. We'll come back to you when we're filling up the helium.
It's all good. I don't think
You think we're okay?
So we're gonna replicate this Monday. The same thing again.
Yeah, everything we're doing.